A real relationship isn't built in a day, and it isn't built on luck. It's built on choices, daily, intentional choices. In a world where people fall in love in seconds and fall out of love just as fast, having a real relationship has become rare, almost like a lost art. But the truth is simple. Real relationships aren't found, they're built. And today, I want to show you how emotional safety is the foundation of every real relationship. Without it, no bond can thrive, no matter how strong the initial attraction is. Emotional safety means creating an environment where both partners feel free to express their thoughts, fears, and desires without fear of judgment or rejection. It is about being able to be vulnerable, honest, and authentic. When emotional safety exists, trust naturally grows, misunderstandings are easier to resolve, and intimacy deepens. Without it, relationships often collapse under the weight of insecurities and unspoken frustrations. Building emotional safety is the first step toward lasting love. To build emotional safety, one must first cultivate empathy. Empathy allows us to understand our partner's emotions from their perspective rather than through our own judgments or assumptions. It is not about agreeing with everything, but validating feelings as real and significant. When a partner feels heard and understood, they become more open, less defensive, and more willing to communicate honestly. Empathy acts as a bridge that connects two individuals emotionally, making them feel supported and valued. Without empathy, emotional safety cannot exist because feelings are dismissed or minimized, leaving one or both partners feeling unseen and insecure. Active listening is a crucial practice in creating emotional safety. Listening goes beyond hearing words. It involves understanding underlying emotions, body language, and intentions. By truly listening, a partner shows respect and care, signaling that their thoughts and feelings matter. Interrupting, judging, or offering unsolicited advice can break trust and reduce emotional safety. Instead, reflecting back what you hear and asking clarifying questions builds clarity and connection. Active listening reassures partners that their emotions are valid and welcome, fostering an environment where both can freely express vulnerability. Consistent listening strengthens intimacy and reinforces emotional security in the relationship. Transparency and honesty are also essential for emotional safety. When partners openly share their thoughts, desires, and even fears, they signal trustworthiness. Hiding feelings or pretending everything is fine can erode trust over time, leaving subtle tension and doubt. Emotional safety grows when both partners know they can express themselves without punishment, ridicule, or anger. It is not always easy to be honest, especially when emotions are raw, but a commitment to transparency shows respect for both the relationship and the individual. Honesty nurtures trust, allowing the relationship to develop on a stable, genuine foundation. Boundaries play a significant role in maintaining emotional safety. Each partner must feel comfortable stating what is acceptable and what is not in the relationship. Healthy boundaries are not walls, but protective measures that define personal limits. They prevent resentment, misunderstandings, and emotional burnout. When boundaries are respected, partners feel valued and secure, knowing that their emotional needs are taken seriously. Emotional safety cannot exist where boundaries are ignored or violated. By setting and honoring boundaries, couples create a respectful, balanced space where feelings can be expressed freely without fear of exploitation or judgment. Consistency in behavior is another pillar of emotional safety. Predictable actions, words, and emotional responses provide a sense of reliability in the relationship. When one partner knows what to expect from the other, trust deepens and anxiety diminishes. Emotional safety thrives when behavior is aligned with words and promises are kept. Inconsistent reactions, sudden anger, or unpredictable behavior can create insecurity and fear, undermining the connection. By being consistent, dependable, and emotionally stable, partners reassure each other that the relationship is a safe place for vulnerability and intimacy, strengthening the bond over time. Encouraging vulnerability is a core aspect of emotional safety. Vulnerability involves sharing true feelings, admitting mistakes, and expressing insecurities without fear. A partner who responds with understanding and care rather than criticism makes vulnerability feel safe. When both individuals can be emotionally exposed, the relationship deepens beyond surface-level attraction, building trust and intimacy that withstands challenges. Avoiding vulnerability or reacting negatively to it prevents emotional growth and leads to disconnection. Therefore, fostering an atmosphere where vulnerability is welcomed rather than shamed ensures that the relationship evolves into a genuine and secure partnership over time. Managing conflicts respectfully strengthens emotional safety. Disagreements are natural, but the way they are handled determines whether the relationship remains secure. Attacking, blaming, or withdrawing emotionally during conflicts creates fear and instability. In contrast, addressing disagreements with calmness, empathy, and a focus on resolution reinforces trust and safety. Emotional safety is reinforced when both partners feel confident that conflicts will not escalate into emotional harm. Constructive conflict management allows both individuals to express themselves honestly, feel understood, and maintain a connection, turning challenges into opportunities for growth rather than sources of fear or resentment. Finally, emotional safety is sustained through ongoing effort and commitment. It is not a one-time achievement, but a continuous practice of empathy, honesty, respect, and care. Relationships where emotional safety is prioritized allow love to flourish, intimacy to deepen, and trust to solidify. Partners feel confident in expressing themselves, exploring growth, and supporting each other authentically. Without emotional safety, even strong attraction and shared interests cannot withstand the pressures of real life. By consistently nurturing emotional safety, couples create a resilient, fulfilling, and genuine relationship that withstands challenges and fosters lasting love for both individuals involved. Communication is the heartbeat of every real relationship. Without it, misunderstandings fester, resentment grows, and intimacy fades. Many people communicate to prove themselves right, to dominate the conversation, or to win arguments, but this approach destroys trust and closeness. Real communication is about connection, understanding, and clarity. It requires listening with intent, speaking with respect, and seeking solutions instead of points. When both partners focus on understanding rather than winning, conflicts become opportunities for growth. Misunderstandings reduce, bonds strengthen, and both individuals feel valued. Communicating to understand is the cornerstone of a healthy, lasting relationship. Active listening is a crucial element of understanding-focused communication. Listening requires more than hearing words. It requires attention, presence, and empathy. It means giving full focus, observing nonverbal cues, and withholding judgment while your partner expresses themselves. When someone feels genuinely heard, they feel respected and safe. Listening to understand reduces defensiveness, opens hearts, and encourages honesty. Interruptions, dismissive gestures, or judgmental reactions break communication and create distance. By listening actively, you validate emotions and experiences, signaling that the relationship matters more than being right. True understanding grows when both partners listen with patience and intent. Expressing feelings clearly is equally important in effective communication. Many misunderstandings arise because individuals assume their partner should know how they feel or why they act a certain way. Sharing emotions using "I feel" statements instead of blaming statements helps prevent defensiveness. For instance, saying, "I feel hurt when this happens" is more effective than "you always hurt me." Clear emotional expression allows partners to respond appropriately and empathetically. Misinterpretations decrease and both individuals feel understood. By focusing on sharing personal experiences rather than assigning blame, communication fosters connection, trust, and emotional safety in the relationship. Conflict is inevitable, but it can either strengthen or weaken a relationship. Communication aimed at understanding transforms conflicts into productive discussions rather than battles. Instead of arguing to win or prove superiority, partners should approach disagreements with curiosity and the intention to learn. Asking questions, clarifying intentions, and exploring underlying emotions ensures both perspectives are acknowledged. When conflicts are handled this way, solutions emerge collaboratively and emotional intimacy grows. Winning arguments might provide temporary satisfaction, but understanding cultivates long-term connection. Therefore, choosing understanding over victory during disputes builds a stronger, healthier relationship that can endure challenges. Nonverbal communication significantly impacts understanding. Body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions often convey more than words. A harsh tone, crossed arms, or eye rolling can communicate disdain even when words seem polite. Conversely, open posture, nodding, and calm tone show attentiveness and empathy. Paying attention to these subtle cues allows partners to respond more effectively, preventing misinterpretations and emotional distance. Understanding through nonverbal signals strengthens connection and reinforces trust. When partners communicate both verbally and nonverbally with intention, they create a richer, more nuanced interaction that supports emotional closeness and deepens their bond over time. Avoiding assumptions is key to communication for understanding. Many conflicts arise from believing we know what our partner thinks or feels without checking in. Assumptions create false narratives that lead to frustration, anger, and emotional withdrawal. Asking clarifying questions, reflecting back what is heard, and confirming intentions prevent misunderstandings. When both partners commit to avoiding assumptions, communication becomes transparent and effective. Understanding grows and emotional security strengthens. By choosing curiosity and clarification over assumptions and judgments, couples can navigate complex emotions and situations with empathy, reducing conflict and enhancing the depth of their connection. Timing and environment matter for effective communication. Important conversations require the right context, when both individuals are calm, focused, and free from distractions. Discussing sensitive topics while tired, stressed, or distracted often leads to miscommunication and emotional harm. Creating intentional space for dialogue shows respect and care for the relationship. Choosing an appropriate time and environment allows both partners to be fully present, ensuring that their words are received with clarity and empathy. Consistently practicing mindful communication strengthens bonds and nurtures understanding. Communication for connection succeeds only when it is deliberate, respectful, and considerate of emotional readiness. Empathy is the bridge that transforms communication into understanding. When partners strive to feel what the other feels, conflicts diminish and compassion grows. Empathy allows one to listen without judgment, respond without defensiveness, and prioritize connection over ego. Even in disagreement, empathy keeps both individuals aligned emotionally, ensuring the relationship remains safe and supportive. A lack of empathy during communication creates emotional walls and distance, while its presence fosters intimacy and trust. By approaching every conversation with a desire to understand rather than dominate, partners create a relationship that thrives on mutual respect and emotional connection. Finally, communication for understanding is a continuous, intentional practice. It requires patience, humility, and commitment from both partners. There will be mistakes, misinterpretations, and moments of frustration, but the effort to connect and comprehend each other creates long-lasting emotional closeness. Over time, communication becomes a tool for growth, conflict resolution, and deepened intimacy. Choosing understanding over winning strengthens trust, reduces resentment, and builds a resilient, genuine partnership. When both partners prioritize comprehension, empathy, and clarity, they lay the foundation for a real relationship that can endure life's challenges and evolve into lasting love. Consistency and effort are the pillars of a real relationship. Love is not only about passion or attraction, it is about showing up every single day for your partner. Small gestures, repeated acts of kindness, and the daily commitment to nurture the relationship build a foundation that lasts. People often think grand gestures define love, but true connection grows in the routine, the everyday care, and the conscious choices to prioritize each other. Without consistent effort, even strong feelings fade. To sustain a real relationship, both partners must commit to presence, attention, and ongoing dedication. Showing up emotionally is a critical part of consistency. Emotional presence means being available for your partner in times of joy and difficulty alike. It requires actively listening, validating feelings, and offering support without judgment. Many relationships fail because one or both partners check out emotionally when challenges arise. Consistent emotional engagement reassures your partner that they are valued, understood, and supported. Effort is meaningless without emotional involvement. It is this presence that strengthens bonds over time. By consistently prioritizing emotional availability, partners cultivate trust, intimacy, and a secure environment where love can truly flourish. Consistency in actions also reinforces reliability. Actions speak louder than words, and repeated dependable behaviors communicate commitment more than promises ever can. Showing up on time, following through on commitments, and keeping small promises demonstrates respect and care. Inconsistent actions create uncertainty, eroding trust and emotional security. Daily effort, even in seemingly minor tasks, signals that the relationship matters and that both partners are invested. By maintaining reliability, couples create a predictable and safe environment where both feel confident in each other's intentions. Reliability and consistency are essential for a relationship to grow resiliently over time. Effort in communication strengthens connection. Regular, intentional communication fosters understanding and prevents distance. Simple check-ins, honest conversations, and meaningful discussions reinforce intimacy and trust. Sporadic or superficial communication can make a partner feel neglected or undervalued. Consistency in expressing thoughts, feelings, and appreciation demonstrates care and strengthens emotional bonds. Communication is not a one-time act, but an ongoing practice, requiring energy and attention every day. By investing effort consistently in dialogue, couples maintain clarity, reduce misunderstandings, and nurture a healthy connection that grows steadily with time and commitment. Consistency in appreciation and affection nurtures love. Small daily expressions of gratitude, kindness, and love reinforce emotional bonds. Compliments, acts of service, and thoughtful gestures communicate care and thoughtfulness. Neglecting these habits leads to emotional drift, even in otherwise stable relationships. Daily effort to show appreciation strengthens the sense of being valued and understood. Love grows when consistently nurtured, not when taken for granted. By prioritizing intentional acts of affection, partners maintain warmth, emotional closeness, and satisfaction in the relationship. These small but steady efforts accumulate, creating a strong foundation that supports the relationship through challenges. Effort also means addressing challenges consistently rather than avoiding them. Difficulties are inevitable in every relationship, but avoidance erodes trust and connection. Facing problems head-on, discussing solutions, and actively working together demonstrates dedication to the relationship's growth. Consistency in problem-solving reassures partners that issues will not be ignored and that both are committed to mutual well-being. Effort in resolving conflicts daily reinforces reliability, strengthens communication, and deepens trust. A relationship thrives when both individuals consistently invest energy in addressing challenges and supporting each other's emotional and practical needs. Time management and prioritization are crucial for consistent effort. Relationships require dedicated time, attention, and energy. Busy schedules, distractions, and external pressures can unintentionally create emotional distance. By intentionally setting aside moments to connect, listen, and engage with each other, couples maintain closeness and relevance. Daily effort to prioritize each other demonstrates that the relationship is valued above fleeting distractions. Without consistent prioritization, love can feel neglected, leading to drift. Making a conscious commitment to spend quality time together strengthens the bond and nurtures emotional intimacy, reinforcing the foundation of a real relationship. Consistency also involves being trustworthy and dependable in emotional responses. Predictable, calm, and supportive reactions during stressful or emotional situations build security. Emotional unpredictability or erratic behavior can cause anxiety, mistrust, and withdrawal. By consistently responding with understanding, patience, and care, partners reinforce stability in the relationship. Effort in regulating one's emotional responses ensures that both individuals feel safe to be vulnerable. Emotional consistency communicates respect, reliability, and love. Maintaining this daily practice fosters a stable, secure environment where intimacy, trust, and connection can deepen naturally over time. Finally, sustaining a real relationship requires long-term commitment to consistent effort. Passion and attraction may initiate relationships, but they fade without ongoing care. Daily practices of love, attention, communication, reliability, and emotional support accumulate to create a strong, lasting bond. Consistency signals dedication, builds trust, and nurtures intimacy over months and years. Relationships that survive challenges are those where both partners invest effort daily, consciously choosing to prioritize support and love each other. By embracing consistency and effort as a lifestyle rather than a temporary effort, couples cultivate a real, resilient, and fulfilling relationship. A real relationship begins with self-responsibility. You cannot build a healthy connection if you are unaware of your own emotions, needs, and boundaries. Taking responsibility means acknowledging your mistakes, managing your reactions, and avoiding blaming your partner for your unhappiness. Self-awareness allows you to communicate clearly, respond thoughtfully, and engage with maturity. Without self-responsibility, resentment and frustration accumulate, eroding trust and intimacy. A partner cannot complete or fix you. They can only join you in growth. By taking ownership of your emotions and behaviors, you lay the foundation for a balanced, respectful, and genuine relationship. Boundaries are essential for protecting your emotional and mental well-being. Healthy boundaries communicate what is acceptable and what is not in the relationship. They prevent emotional exhaustion, manipulation, and disrespect while fostering mutual understanding. A relationship without boundaries becomes chaotic, leaving both partners feeling unsafe or undervalued. By setting clear limits, you establish a sense of security and respect that allows love to flourish. Boundaries do not create distance, they create clarity. Partners who honor each other's boundaries strengthen trust and maintain emotional safety, making the relationship more stable, balanced, and nurturing over the long term. Self-responsibility involves understanding your triggers and insecurities. Everyone has emotional wounds, past experiences, and vulnerabilities that influence their behavior. Being aware of these allows you to respond consciously rather than react impulsively. By managing your triggers, you reduce unnecessary conflicts and communicate more effectively. Taking ownership of your emotional state ensures that problems are addressed constructively rather than projected onto your partner. A relationship grows stronger when both partners recognize and work on their own insecurities. By practicing self-awareness and emotional accountability, you create an environment where growth, empathy, and understanding thrive naturally. Boundaries also provide clarity about your values and expectations. They guide behavior, communication, and decision-making within the relationship. Without clearly defined boundaries, misunderstandings arise, emotional needs go unmet, and frustration builds. By knowing and expressing your limits, you create a framework for mutual respect and cooperation. This clarity prevents resentment and fosters trust, as both partners understand what is acceptable and what is not. Boundaries allow love to exist without compromise on core principles. A relationship guided by clearly communicated boundaries encourages honesty, understanding, and balance, ensuring both partners feel respected and valued consistently. Self-responsibility also includes accountability for your actions. Owning mistakes, apologizing sincerely, and correcting behavior demonstrates maturity and integrity. When both partners practice accountability, blame shifting and defensiveness decrease and trust grows. A relationship cannot thrive if errors are ignored, denied, or blamed on the other person. By consistently taking responsibility for your choices, you model respect and fairness, fostering a cooperative and supportive dynamic. Accountability strengthens emotional connection, as partners feel safe to express themselves and confident that challenges will be addressed constructively. This principle is crucial for building a resilient, lasting relationship. Boundaries help maintain individuality within a partnership. A real relationship does not require sacrificing your identity, desires, or goals. Boundaries allow both partners to honor personal space, interests, and independence while sharing a life together. By respecting individuality, partners avoid codependency, emotional strain, and resentment. Healthy boundaries promote mutual respect and support personal growth. When each partner maintains autonomy, they bring a stronger, more authentic self to the relationship. This balance ensures that love is enriching rather than suffocating, allowing both individuals to thrive together while preserving their personal integrity. Self-responsibility fosters proactive problem-solving. Instead of blaming your partner for challenges or avoiding difficult conversations, you approach issues with a mindset of collaboration and growth. Recognizing your role in conflicts allows for constructive solutions and reduces recurring patterns of misunderstanding. This approach strengthens trust, deepens intimacy, and promotes emotional safety. When both partners embrace self-responsibility, they become active participants in nurturing the relationship, rather than passive reactors to circumstances. By committing to personal accountability, a couple can navigate challenges with resilience, creating a partnership that grows stronger with each obstacle faced together. Boundaries are also essential for managing expectations. They define what each partner needs to feel secure, respected, and valued. Without clear boundaries, assumptions arise, disappointments occur, and conflicts escalate. By communicating your limits and expectations openly, you provide a roadmap for respectful interaction and emotional support. Boundaries create predictability and stability, which are vital for sustaining trust and intimacy. Partners who honor each other's expectations foster an environment where emotional needs are met consistently. A relationship guided by well-established boundaries allows love to flourish while minimizing misunderstandings, frustration, and unnecessary tension over time. Finally, starting with self-responsibility and boundaries ensures long-term relational health. Love alone is not sufficient. A strong, real relationship requires maturity, self-awareness, and respect for each other's needs. By taking responsibility for your actions, emotions, and growth, and by setting clear, healthy boundaries, you create a safe, balanced, and nurturing environment. This foundation allows both partners to express themselves fully, build trust, and maintain emotional closeness. Relationships built on self-responsibility and mutual respect are resilient, fulfilling, and enduring. Prioritizing these principles transforms love from fleeting attraction into a genuine, lasting partnership.